Levi? Yes, it's early today. Let me know if the sound quality is any better. I'm trying a different mic setup, so we'll see. Hey, Wing Wong, Ding Dong. It's a funny name. Thank you. These are a few of my favorite things. Sure, we can do that. Nouveau Blanche. Hey, Tijuana. Oh, thank you. Didn't expect this? Yes. Early, because it's been a crazy couple weeks. So everything keeps moving around in my personal life. So you just have to roll with the punches. You gotta roll with the punches. We can do, don't worry, we'll do a golden hour soon. Sonic Song, Unchained Melody, From the Island, Little Richard. This is a better start to my day than deep diving into politics like I usually do. Yes. Dun 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 dun. That's music to my ears. Wonderful. I'm glad that's music to your ears. Kinston Lutz, will the stream be longer or shorter than usual? That just depends on how my kids are doing. I set them up for success. We finished school and got them everything they need to be successful, like food and entertainment. But kids can always be interesting. We got some requests coming in. I'll try to get to what I can get to. But keep on chatting away. I heard that one of the ways that YouTube decides if a stream is bussin' or not is the amount of chatting going on. People's ideas. If you want to do a critique, do a good critique. Not that's lame. Yeah, bush camp boy, you're fine. Every post, where are you watching from? Buffalo, New York? Ooh, I like that idea. How long did it take you to get good at analog notation? Are you talking about writing notation? Museo is insane. Museo is absolutely insane because you have incredible orchestral instruments. Then you have the solo ones, which have really great legato. And then you have other things. I would say I wasn't really fluent and really quick with analog notation until, I don't know, maybe 4 years in or 5 years in. I can do Sonic. Give me a second. You mean ba-do, ba-do, ba-do-do. I think that's what you're talking about with Sonic. requests. Let me answer some of these questions and then let me get into some stuff. Do you think it's okay to compose music I can't physically play? The answer is a resounding yes. If you actually look, a lot of composers wrote stuff that they couldn't actually play. Not all of them. I mean, a lot of the composers were really, really talented pianists, musicians, conductors, but that's not always the case. Like, I think probably the most famous example in classical music is Robert Schumann. So Robert Schumann had a nerve injury in his middle finger on his right hand, so his middle finger literally would not work. And so his wife, Clara Schumann, mostly actually debuted and played his pieces. Happy Breaking Waves. Stop with the Sonic slander. Everybody loves Sonic. It's just true. Everybody loves Sonic. Falling down? Sure. Throw out Faded? Sure, we can do Faded. That's a great song. Yeah, I love writing music that's a little too hard for me to play. It's a great way to get better. Everybody was requesting this, so we'll do it. Could you tell me exercises to help control both hands individually? That is a great question. Okay. I'm going to give you two things. Remember a waltz? I really can't really make my brain work with that kind of hand independence. Yeah, again, it's totally fine. You maybe grow into it. You maybe can find someone else to play it. I will say, I do think there's too much with the digital age of music of people writing songs that they don't think anyone can ever play or are not written very well for the instrument to be played. That drives me a little crazy. Although, again, counterexample in history, Brahms was notorious for writing music in a way that is not very approachable on the piano. So a piano piece that is intentionally written to sound orchestral by writing it in a style that's not very easy to play on the piano. Oh yeah, I want to do an exercise first. So Brahms' 51 exercises are really, really made it feasible with two pianos. Yeah, I mean, like his intermezzos are a really great example of those type of pieces. There's a ton of them. Like Brahms was a very orchestral composer in a very different way than Beethoven. Beethoven treated the piano like it was an orchestra and wrote very pianistic things. Liszt wrote very pianistically, meaning the movements made sense. Like this is a classic Liszt cadenza. Like super easy, or it's so much easier to do that. Okay, hand separate. Here's the first thing that I would say. The first thing that I would say is, ironically, you should practice scales together first. Then after you get those down, what you're going to do next is you're going to get yourself a book of Bach. I'm looking for mine right over there. There it is. You're going to get yourself a book of Bach inventions. Thank you. Thanks, by the way, Bush Camp. Bach. And you're going to go. Oh, what am I doing? You're going to play that one. You'll do a little bit of this one. You'll do a little bit of that one. You'll do a little bit of this one. Oh. You'll fly through all of those until you get to like 13, right? And that is going to get you so much hand independence. Now, let's say you're not a Bach person. Let's say you're not a, we can do Für Elise, we can do Rushy, don't worry, we'll get there. Let's say we're not a Bach person. Let's say we're not really a classical person. We still want that hand independence. Here's your trick. One note back and forth, and then jam out on top of it. Yeah, I used to do a lot of Bach stuff. Sorry, a lot of teaching. I'm getting confused. I'm thinking of too many things at once. We can pull up Rage Over a Lost Penny. We'll grab Rage Over a Lost Penny. We can do Rush. We can do Rush Eve. We can do Für Elise. We can do Dance Monkey. We can do all this stuff. I practiced a little bit yesterday, and now we're way better at it. Okay. There we go. Any rock, Chopin list? Yeah, throw something out. I love all of those. My name's Robert Monroe, it's the channel. Crazy Frog, we can try it. Did the mic die for a second? This was classical music. It is classical music, but then people ask whatever, and it's way too easy to just jump on whatever people want to do. Because here's the deal. Let's say that I want to convince people that just talking about music is fun, and have a big old convo and have a lot of fun going through different things. If I just sit there and I'm like, we're only gonna do classical music, then it's whatever. So you fell today? Oh no, that's no fun. How does Beethoven make his music dramatic through harmony? I like that. I like that question. Liebstrom number 3? Yeah, let's do Liebstrom. Speaking of classical music, let's do Liebstrom. Do I have it lying over here? Because I like to just read it if I can, instead of having to. I keep on pulling out all these books and then not putting them away right. So they're getting all confused where they are. Whatever. I'll just pull up the score. Do you know The Dream of Olwen? It's an interesting idea. All right, let's get Liebstrom. We'll pull up Liebstrom up. I'll also do a little Lacrimosa. My name is, oh, thanks. It's sight reading, Froggy. Froggy, here's your trick. Sight reading. Get really good at sight reading, get really good at theory. It's not that I know all these songs. It's that I am just able to understand them. Number 9, sure. It's that I'm able to read them and figure them out. What's my name? I already told you, it's Robert Monroe. It's also the name of the channel. Nocturne number 9, I will pull that up. We'll do some Liebstrom. Yeah, you got to get better at sight reading. Okay, Beethoven, you get that ugh, please resolve a theme. Okay, so here's the thing about Beethoven, because you guys are talking about how Beethoven is so dramatic. Beethoven, I'm just going to put it this way. Beethoven is a badass. He just is. And like, I choose that very specifically. Because the thing about Beethoven is, he will do what he wants to do. He's not going.
Our timer rang and Cora's just whining about it.
Okay, that's fine.
She's trying to play more.
Yeah, she should not play more. I'll talk to her if she keeps on playing.
Okay. It's your turn.
All right, so Beethoven is really committed to his vision. So he'll do unisons if he wants. Right? Right? That type of thing. Well, he was not completely deaf. That is, yeah, villain edgelord. In many ways, he really was. Yes, you may. He really was. So that's totally true. Hang on, I gotta tell a 6-year-old to stop doing something for 2 seconds. All right, we're back. Sorry, the mic had to be muted for just a second. All right, here we go. Yeah, he wasn't completely deaf. Beethoven had his own style, for sure. Beethoven definitely has his own style. I see a lot of Harry Styles. We'll do Harry Styles in a second. Come on, give me the next page. There we go. Come on, there we go. Man, there's a lot of good questions. Okay, I'm gonna cut out of this so we can get to other stuff. How many times you have teach piano? I've taught piano a ton, massive ton. Massive ton of times. Is it okay to play with ring instead of pinky if it is too hard, or should I aim for playing how it is supposed to be played? Okay. I'm not going to get into a tirade about supposed to, because I think supposed to in art is like the worst concept ever. And we all kind of exist underneath it, but we need to all reject the idea that there is a supposed to in art. Who gives a rip how you play something, especially with how you play it? If you're getting the right sound coming out, that's all you need to do. Now, wind of change. Let's imagine, this is very common with people, you're playing chords and you're doing them always with this. Guess what? You're just handicapping yourself. You're removing a finger that you'll never get stronger because you're never using it. So what I would recommend is, in non-crucial situations, like let's say you're playing and you're going, but that pinky's not strong enough, so then you go like this. And that's for your bar gig this week. Yeah, use your fourth finger. Be more consistent. But when you're practicing at home, work on that pinky. It needs to get stronger so that you can actually develop that capability. I started learning piano at 22, but I keep spending too much time improvising, making my own stuff rather than studying my sheet music. Any tips? Maybe I just need to grow up. You are grown. You're 22. Well, you started piano at 22. I don't know how old you are now. Here's the deal. I used to struggle with this too. I think everyone does. You have a natural interest area, and then you have things that you know you should do, but you don't necessarily want to do. You need to be fair with yourself and honest with yourself. Maybe all you really want to do is make up music and improvise. If that's the case, then go ahead and just focus on making up stuff and improvising. If that's not the case, let's say you do really want to sit down and play Nocturne number 9 and just be able to sit down and go, let's see, hold on. Let me play the right note here. So you get the idea. If you want to do that, then you're going to have to actually practice what you don't want to do because you know it's going to be good for you in the future. Like, here's something. I got into running recently. Passacaglia de Armine. We can pull it up. And then somebody keeps asking for Harry Styles and Apata. We can do both of those. Passacaglia de Armide.
Yeah, I already have a fair. Oh, it's a Boston model. Look. SB.
There we go. I got that pulled up. I'm hoping that's the right thing. Rus, you mean rosé probably. We can do Apata, and then we'll do, we will do As It Was probably from Harry Styles. That's the one I probably actually, I don't even know if I can name another Harry Styles song. Turkish March, sure. I'm guessing from that you mean the Beethoven one, because people typically say Ronda alla Turca for the other one. I see a Chopin book. Yeah, we were just playing that. Okay, so I want to finish this. If you have a goal, like, okay, I got into running recently. Running is something you get into because you know it's good for you. You don't get into running because it's nice. You're the music guy? Here, hold on. All right, hold on. We'll look you up. It's on MuseScore, so I'm guessing you're not going to give me a virus. Who knows though? Maybe you will still. What's a virus amongst friends? Hey Mario, YT. Passacaglia de Armine, Jean-Baptiste Lully. Yeah, that looks right. Perfect. Perfection. Beethoven virus, exactly. So just be honest with yourself. If you're getting into running because you think you should get into running, you're not going to stick with it very long because it's a lot of work. But if you get into running because you're like, hey, I know this is going to feel good once I get really rolling with it, then it's going to be great. So that's what I would say about like reading music or like learning by ear or whatever. It's not classical. It isn't. Grieg book on the piano, but I've got Grieg. Ooh, that's awesome. Well, good luck. That sounds great. What's my favorite classical song ever? That is a horrible question. I can't answer that. What would today's classical be called when today's pop becomes classical in the future? It will never become classical in the future. I think classical is a really poor name for what we call classical. Classical probably should be called art music. We probably should call it classical art music. So Ludovico would be art music, but Apata is never going to be art music. LOL, it's hard. That's hilarious. I love when people are like, it's hard. All right, we're just going to blast through a few of these. There's that. Then we got As It Was. Appreciate that. I want to hop in this classical conversation because, Vinny, you're slightly correct. There is a genre called classical. But then there is also, an era called classical. And that would be like Mozart. That would be like, But then classical music is an overarching term that we use for Western art music effectively, right? We can use it for other things, but we generally refer to it as Western art music. So that would be stuff like, throw out a Deltarune song. So that would be stuff like Bach all the way through Philip Glass, right? And then technically these days we a lot of times will still put people like Ludovico Einaudi. Huh? Honey, I'm not doing that right now.
I just need a charger. I don't know where one is.
Figure it out.
For this.
Figure it out. You can do it. My Castle Town. Love it. Thank you. I can't think of something off the top of my head. So that's what I mean when I say that we have, when we say classical, it's kind of a poor term. If you're referring to Haydn, then classical is a great term. But if you're referring to Milton Babbitt, classical is a horrible term. Now, What are people going to refer to this time period as? I don't know. And honestly, I think it's getting really confusing because as the internet has made it possible for people to communicate all throughout the world and dispense their music, what we have is basically everything happening all at the same time. So you basically have every style. Yeah, I know One Piece. What is your top 3 favorite classical songs? So we call modern even is an old term at this point. Some people say contemporary. Oh, sure. Yeah, see, but you just said it. Classically trained. What do we mean when someone's classically trained? We mean that they are working on their instrument in a way that is going to make them successful at playing art music. So you're kind of actually agreeing with me in the terms that you're using even right now. But yes, in the classical world, it's kind of like a layer in the metaphysical, the meta things, right? So you got to grind Roblox. Can you play Brook Song in One Piece? Oh, we'll pull it up. I'm talking, and we're getting a lot of requests, which is fine. That's good. So the real interesting thing is, because recordings made it possible for people of every genre, no matter how old it is. In many ways, yes. Nerd the Music Guy, I've got that pulled up right now. We'll do it. Don't worry.